Hello my friends and welcome to another episode of Hero Tutorial Tips and Tricks. For this video, we're gonna be learning about Cecilion. What's special about Cecilion is he can turn the tide of war or clashes in late game. That's why he needs time to get stuck. Anyways, so we're gonna first go on with the skills and how to use them properly based on my experience. We're gonna first talk about his passive, which is Overflowing. Cecilion will increase his max mana by 8 each time his skill hits an enemy target. This effect has a cooldown of 1 second and his skill damage scales with his max mana. The first skill, Bat Impact, summons a giant bat to dive in a designated direction, dealing magic damage to enemies along the path. This will be your main skill. It deals a massive amount of damage when you have a lot of stack. It also has a 1 second cooldown. Hitting an enemy directly at the circle will give you 2 stacks and also doing a full damage. Therefore, the best tip I can give is always be sure to hit your enemies, especially in early game, to avoid falling behind your stacks. Reminder, only use this skill 3 times at early game because mana usage increases each time it's cast. It's best to save mana by using the skill 2 times, then wait for it to reset. The second skill, Sanguine Clause, summons a pair of claws in a designated position that will run to each other, slowing down the enemies on the path. After a short delay, pulls the enemies towards the center, immobilizing them for 1 second, dealing magic damage. I'll be showing the best ways to use this skill. Let's go on with some tips. First, you can't cast it close to you, meaning you'll have a hard time using it on melee heroes when they are close to you. The best way to counter this is either always stay in the back or use a flicker so you'll have a chance to use it. Note that this doesn't work sometimes, but at least you escape. This skill is a game changer when used properly. The ultimate skill, Bat's Feast. Cecilion unleashes his Blood Demon power, increasing his movement speed by 60%, decaying rapidly over 1.5 seconds and gaining immunity to slow effects. Meanwhile, he shoots 40 bolts of blood energy at the enemies nearby, each dealing magic damage and also healing Cecilion for each enemy hit. You can use ulti for initiating a fight. Since this skill has a slow effect on the enemy as well as gaining speed for yourself, you'll have a great advantage in targeting your other skills properly. Escaping. We now know it applies a slow effect on the enemy and speed for you as well. Therefore, this is a huge chance to give yourself distance between you and your enemy, allowing you to continue in the fight. Now, let's head on with the battle spells. For low levels, I recommend going with Sprint or Purify because it can also help you at risky situations. Flicker. Flicker is highly recommended due to its effectiveness at several situations. Flame Shot. Flame Shot is poorly recommended because it only has 3 uses for me, which is to push back enemies, kill them from a distance, and to steal farms, which is difficult. Let's talk about Emblems next. Mage level has 3 levels, which is level 20, level 30, and level 40. All of these are highly effective, but if possible, I'd go with level 40 to save mana while also increasing damage of your skills. Let's head on with the builds. Build number 1. I use this build to get a large supply of mana and if I know I'm not the enemy's priority in late game. Build number 2. I use this build if the enemy has Harley, Eudora, Ling, because I always have time to use Freeze. Build number 3. I only use this build if the enemy has Chu, Natalia, or Tigreal, because once we get caught, there's a high chance we can't fight back. Additional tip. I recommend doing the Freeze plus Immortality trick if possible.